Welcome to Tired Mommy Revival. Hey mama, are you running on coffee fumes? Feeling like brain fog, fatigue, and anxiety are running the show? Do you wake up dreading the day ahead, already overwhelmed by the endless to-do list and unsure how you'll make it through? Do you long for the energy to enjoy motherhood and care for yourself, but feel stuck and unsure where to start? Let me remind you of something life-changing. You were created for more energy, more clarity, more joy. Hi, I'm Jerusha, certified holistic wellness coach, wife and mom to 2 wild boys and 1 baby girl in heaven. I know the exhaustion you're feeling because I've been there, barely making it through the day, relying on coffee and chocolate to survive, and wondering why nothing I tried ever made me feel better. Then, God stepped in and revealed a powerful truth. A woman's body is beautifully and uniquely designed to thrive. When we align with how God created us, we can boost our energy, bust through fatigue, and step into the vibrant, joy-filled life He has for us. Mama, I'm living proof that it's possible. These days, I wake up refreshed, nourish my body with intention, and navigate the chaos of motherhood with patience and peace. Most days. And I want to help you do the same. If you're ready to swap exhaustion for energy, brain fog for clarity, and guilt for grace, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into practical strategies, faith-filled truths, and empowering tools to renew your health, body, soul, and spirit. Are you ready for this? Let's do it, mama. Hello, and welcome back, ladies. I am so excited to be back with you this week. Last week, we took a little break, which was slightly unintentional, but it took me all week, yes, all week, to get the flu season survival guide ready for you guys. My husband and I like to joke that every large, time-consuming project always starts with, all I have to do is, and while I grossly underestimated how long it would take to get this guide to you, I am so proud of it. It is so beautiful. It is such a full and incredible resource, and I am so excited to share it with you today. We're going to get into all the details of what that includes and what you can expect in that new freebie guide that I have available for you. We're also going to catch up a little bit with me personally, what's been going on lately, and also where the podcast is headed with some important and exciting updates. So thank you for joining me for this episode. Let's go ahead and dive in. So this is the last and final episode of our flu season survival series, and I hope that you have genuinely enjoyed this series. We talked about so many of the topics that you guys voted on probably, 2 months ago. And there were so many rich and valuable topics to dive into, and I hope that you got a lot of value out of this series. We started out flu season survival by talking about the gut sugar stress loop, and I'm not going to get into all of the details of that. Make sure you go back to part 1 if you didn't catch that to catch all the details. But I bring this up as a reminder because it's so valuable to understand what's really going on behind the scenes. Throughout the series, we talked about some really key goals that help us steward our health, not just in the middle of flu season, but also sugar season and holiday season, which AKA is like stress season. And so between all of these, we learned that if we reduce our sugar and we reduce our stress, that we can not only reduce sickness, but we can also reduce cravings, and ultimately we can reduce inflammation too, which is the root cause of much of our illness, our dysfunction, and kind of that lagging of our body in this season. And so on the flip side, we also learned that some of our goals are to boost our gut health, support our immune system, and also in the process, we protect our brain health too. And when we do these valuable things, we are able to digest our food better, which means we get more nutrients and we feel better. It also means that we strengthen our immune system and we get more energy and more emotional resilience too, which is super important, especially if you feel like every January you get hit with the winter blues. Yes, winter and the cold and not seeing the sun all play a part of that. Yes, kind of being sad that all the festivities have melted away, kind of go along with that. But a big part of your mental health has to do with your nutrition and inflammation too. And so if you want to come into January feeling good and prepared and strengthened for a time when you would typically feel those winter blues, stewarding your health now and through December will play a huge part of that too. Ultimately, reducing inflammation is truly at the core of staying healthy. In the episode Inflammation 101, we talked about how inflammation is like a fire. Okay, a healthy amount of inflammation has a purpose and a plan for your body, which is good. But if that fire starts to get out of control, then it can take over and create chaos. Just like if you have a fire in the fireplace in your home, it can keep you warm and provide so many benefits to your home. But if it gets out of that fireplace, it's going to destroy things pretty quick. And if you had a fire in your living room, you wouldn't say, I think I'll go make dinner in the kitchen. No, everything stops so that you can focus on putting out the fire. And that's what happens in your body too. When the fire is safe, you can build a strong, beautiful, thriving environment. But when it's out of control, all of the necessary day-to-day things get put on hold so that you can put all of your attention in that fire. So reducing inflammation in our body is helping us keep that fire in that safe, productive place where it's going to do good to our body and not harm. Everything that I've included in the flu season survival guide is designed to help you create rhythms of natural healing, somewhat inexpensively, might I add, and promote your health not only to reduce inflammation, but to boost all of those good things, including your gut health, your immune system, and your brain health too. So let's talk a little bit about the long-awaited flu season survival guide that I have been promising throughout the series. I got really excited at the beginning of the series and I was like, yes, let's do a guide. It's so exciting. Can't wait for it. And so I started promising all these things. And by the time we started to get to the end of the series, there was a lot that came up for me personally, and I started to realize that it was getting harder and harder to actually make this happen. I try to come out with a guide at least every few months, and I think I usually give myself enough time to actually forget how much work they truly are. So by the time I roll around and I'm getting excited for another one, I think, all I have to do is until I get into it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much work. I remember all the moving pieces, setting up the website, and not to mention creating recipes, which we'll talk about in a minute. But all of it was worth it, even though it meant taking a week break from the podcast. This is one of maybe the best freebies I have ever come out with, and so I hope it helps you and blesses your family. In the beginning, we start out with a flu season survival grocery list. A simple list of the things that you should keep stocked in your fridge, in your pantry, all season long to help you boost your health. And many of these are grocery store ingredients. They're not expensive supplements. I do talk about supplements and essential oils that you can keep in stock, but the bulk of everything that makes the recipes are simple things you would usually find in the grocery store, with the exception of a few that you might need to buy on like Amazon instead. But I put links for all of those ingredients in the guide so you can see which ones are helpful and beneficial and make choices. Many of these ingredients are repeated over and over again in the recipes. This makes it easy because if you have these things on hand, you're going to be able to make lots of different things that will benefit your health and fit into the daily rhythms of your life using those same ingredients in different ways. There are a few ingredients that you don't use very much, but the nice part of that is that if you buy it once, it's going to last for a long time, so you won't have to keep buying them on repeat. For example, star anise is something that was kind of an interesting ingredient that I bought actually probably a couple years ago, but I have loved it. I don't use it all the time, but I had to buy it once and it lasts a long time. In the guide, there are over 10 recipes. I tried to make these recipe cards simple so that you can print them out easily and use them in your kitchen over and over again. Now, this is where most of the work actually came in because even though these are recipes that I have been using for a long time, I don't usually cook with a recipe. I like to use recipes as guides or inspiration, but a lot of times I cook by feel. So I might kind of remember most of the ingredients, but what I do is I go into the kitchen and I start thinking, okay, I remember this and this and this. And oh, yeah, I forgot that I also needed that ingredient. Let me go ahead and get that out. And then how much of those ingredients I use usually gets determined by how much I feel should be in there or by taste testing and adding more. And I cook like that all the time. I know a lot of people don't like to cook like that. I didn't start learning how to cook until I was out of high school. And shortly after was when I think smartphones were actually becoming popular, but I didn't have one yet. And so I didn't have access to Pinterest all the time. I would actually learn how to cook by feel. I would open up a spice bottle and smell it, and I would decide if I thought that it fit into what I was doing. Even to this day, if I have a bottle where the spice label got rubbed off, I will open it and smell it, and I can tell exactly what it is. And so I know that not everyone likes to cook like this, so I went through all of my recipes, actually figured out, okay, what is it exactly that I do? How much am I using? How can I calculate this into a measurable amount? And wrote down all of the recipes for you. And besides doing you a favor, I think I actually ended up doing myself a favor too, because it does put more work into trying to kind of figure the recipe out every single time I go in and do it. And so now I have these recipes that I can print out and reference later as well. So I will be printing off these recipes in the guide for myself and my family when they're like, I don't know how you make that. And I have a hard time telling them, well, just put enough turmeric in until it feels right. They don't cook like that either. It's just me. So this is helping me. I hope it'll help you too and that you love the recipes. In the guide, I also have links to a lot of things that I mentioned throughout the series. Now, most of these are not affiliate links at all. But the reason that I put them in there for you is because a lot of times when I will listen to podcasts or experts talk about something and they're referencing how to steward your health and they're talking about this product or this ingredient that's really amazing, oftentimes they will not tell you where to find it or what brand to use. And then what happens is that you end up going on this wild goose chase trying to research this ingredient, figure out where to get it, figure out which company is actually produced it well and ethically and it's good quality. And you're doing all these comparisons across the internet, and it feels like so much work. Sometimes you wonder, is it even worth it? And so what I wanted to do was to be able to provide you with a resource where you can go and say, I need this ingredient or resource. This is where you can click on it, put it in your cart, and have it in your home within a couple days, so that you are ready to steward your health right now without all the wild goose chase that's not required. I wanted this to be easy for you. So of course you don't have to use the exact things that I sent you. Use what you have or what's available to you or what's easiest for you. But if you want to know what brand do you use, where do you get it, I made it super easy for you to get all of those links right there. There are 2 companies that I refer you to, and they have a referral link in there. That's just the link that I get from the company of like if I refer a friend. And so if you use that link, you will get a discount with that company. And in return, it will give me a discount to buy products for my family too that we already use and love. And so friends help friends get good discounts, and you're not paying any more for those products because I get a referral. You get to save money. I get to save money. I hope we're both doing each other a favor. And I never, ever, ever include anything in there that I would not absolutely use and buy myself. So I hope that all of that makes it really easy and convenient for you to get access to all of the things that are going to help you build your health in this season. Some of the recipes that I've included are the lemon ginger tea. I know I mentioned that probably like a million times in this series. I drink this almost daily in the winter, and it is so much better than any vitamin C capsule you could take. It's delicious, it's comforting, and it's so, so easy to make. One of the things that I really recommend is getting ginger and getting lemons and having them in your fridge all the time. If you're starting to get low, just buy them again at the store. I also cut lemon into probably about 6 slices per lemon and keep some in a container in the fridge so that when I need it, all I have to do is pull out a slice, squeeze it into my cup, and I'm good to go. I also slice ginger. I don't even peel it. I just slice it and keep it in a container. So when I go to make my tea or something else that uses these ingredients, all I'm doing is pulling it out of a container, plopping it into the cup or the pot that I need it in, and it's ready. That makes it so easy to use on a regular basis. I also have my healthy hot chocolate, the golden milk latte, which is made with turmeric and ginger and cinnamon, and it's so, so good for you. Those are both incredible drinks to drink at night when you want something that feels like a treat, but you want to avoid eating sugar before bed. That is an excellent resource. Last week, when I was actually working on some of these recipes and finishing up the guide, my kids were actually feeling under the weather between seasonal allergies in the fall and the weather kind of flip-flopping here in Tennessee, where it's warm and then all of a sudden it's freezing and it's kind of going back and forth. They started to feel under the weather. My little guy actually stayed home from school one day, and so I actually was making some of these recipes that day that he was sick. So we made them. He got to enjoy them and benefit from them because he wasn't feeling well, and they were amazing. So I made him the kids' lemon berry tea that I talk about. I also made pastina soup, which is that Italian penicillin soup that is so easy to make, and it's simple and creamy and delicious and good for your gut health and your immune system and all the things. And then we also made elderberry syrup together. Now, let me tell you, this was the first year I've ever made elderberry syrup. Every year I buy it, and I love to get it at the farmer's market if I can, but it is always $20 to $30 a bottle. And I usually use it kind of sparingly because it's so expensive. This was the first year I made elderberry syrup, and let me tell you, I will never buy it again. I will never buy it again. It is delicious, it is amazing, and it is a fraction a fraction of the cost of buying it anywhere else, whether it's in the store or online or the farmer's market. It is a fraction of the cost. And this means that our family can take it more often and get its benefits without worrying about the cost. I didn't do the exact math because I was already doing so much work to get these recipes ready for you in the guide. But let me tell you, the math is mathing, okay? It makes so much sense. It's so much easier than you think. You can actually buy dried elderberries on Amazon and then make them at home. So the full recipe is in the guide, you guys. If you're interested in doing it, go on there and get the guide. If you want to buy it, if you're like, I'm not even really sure I'm there yet and I don't want to make it myself, that's okay. I have a link for a good elderberry syrup on the guide as well. And then if you want to make it yourself, the recipe is there for you later too. Another interesting home remedy that I have included on there is our Nature's Cough and Cold Syrup. This is garlic and fresh thyme that's preserved in honey. Now, last year, my husband had heard something from a coworker or something about putting garlic and honey and taking it when you were sick and having it boost your immune system. And honestly, I was kind of grossed out. I was like, I am not eating like a spoonful of garlic. Ew. And so he kind of did it on his own. It was his thing. And I was like, cool, whatever. We didn't have a lot of it. And it was something he wanted to do. So I wasn't going to give it to the whole family. And I really just wasn't on board with the whole eating a ton of garlic in one bite, even if it is with honey. So I was like, eh. But I kept hearing about this and I was like, you know what? This year we're going to try it. I actually tried his honey garlic mixture. He still had a little bit left from last year. And so I tried it. And let me tell you, yes, you can taste the garlic, but fermenting in the honey, sitting in the honey like that, the benefits of the garlic do go into the honey, but the garlic is not pungent. It really softens and mellows out, and it doesn't linger in your mouth where you just feel like, oh my gosh, I can't get that garlic flavor out of my mouth. It's like you take it, you chew it a little bit, and then it's done. And so I was actually really surprised and encouraged to go ahead and make a big jar of this, including thyme, which is incredible for respiratory health. So if you have coughing going around in your family, forget that nasty cough syrup at the store and make this instead. It does need to ferment, sit in the cabinet and kind of do its thing for at least a month. So if you want to use it, I suggest making it sooner than later. But this was so easy to make. All you have to do is mix a few ingredients, let it sit, and then it's ready. If you're kind of grossed out by the garlic, let me tell you, if you can drink nasty neon cough syrup, you can take this. And here's the thing about over-the-counter medicines, you guys. What they do is they really just take away the pain that you're experiencing. They kind of suppress the pain and the symptoms, but everything that's going on in your body is still happening. None of those medicines actually shorten the length of your cold. Natural medicines will actually help shorten the length of your cold, boost your immune system in the process, and help your body fight those things off. Many of them are antiviral, antifungal. They are actually doing something powerful in your body, not just suppressing the pain. And so natural medicine, not only is it cheaper and it's healthier for you, it is doing so much more for your body than anything you can buy and have in your medicine cabinet. In the guide, I also covered the essential oils and supplements that we talked about in the episode of Fighting the Flu Nature's Way. And so all of those resources are there, including the exact ones that I buy and love. And so go get your guide because all the good stuff is in there. It's an incredible resource, and I guarantee it will help and bless your family. The link for the guide will be in the show notes, and I also went back to all of the previous episodes in this series and added the link in there as well. So go ahead and just click on there, sign up, and it'll come straight to your inbox, ready for you to use right now. Throughout the series, I received such incredible feedback from you guys, but specifically the episode about peace really resonated with you guys. And I want to share some of the testimonies that moms have shared with me. Jess wrote in and said, I loved your most recent episode. We have been implementing so many things that you said over the past few years, especially being a broke military family in the beginning and then moving to Europe. They focus on trips and experiences more than gifts. Even birthdays, we ask friends to bring snacks to share or tickets to places instead of toys. Last year, each kid had 3 gifts under the tree, and this year we just planned last week that they'll each have 2. We're taking a 7-day trip to Austria and the mountains and a day trip to a 4-story bookstore. So the kids don't even have ideas for what they've wanted this year. We basically decided 1 toy item per kid and then 2 Lego sets and 2 book series to share with the family. It's been crazy navigating what our season will be each year with my husband gone all the time and away from family. What can I handle well, not just what can I pile on my plate? Now, Jess is a military family. Her husband's in the military, and so they are actually out of the country right now. Again, that's why she's saying she's away from family. But she's been saying that, yes, God has been showing her over the years to pull back and to do less, which actually ends up being so much more. In another comment, Destiny said, this episode is speaking to me on so many levels. I love that God is using you in this podcast to show people He hears them and cares about what they're going through on every level, physically, mentally, spiritually, and giving answers for help. Miracles on miracles. P.S. The lay it down with bakery treats. Oh, yes. But girl, that's literally what God was speaking to me about all these things lately. The phrase, lay it down. Even though that's how I thought I was supposed to show love to others and how we perform but don't have peace. Love, love, love this. I got to re-listen and take notes. I love hearing those comments from you guys. It not only encourages me, but it also confirms that, this episode about peace, it was from God, ladies. I mean, it was such a blessing even to me because as I was recording, God really spoke to me through this episode. It was an encouragement, a reminder, and a renewal to the calling to do less, to buy less, to stress less, and to seek Him more in this upcoming season. I left recording feeling a renewed calling to lean into His rest. And you guys are feeling that too. And I see the theme of not only women who are leaning into the thing that God is calling them to lay down in this season, but the women who have also been walking this out over multiple seasons already and hearing the confirmation and the encouragement from other women that we're doing this together and that it's beneficial and that when you do it and you look back with so much gratitude and joy and appreciation for all the things that you gave up, for all the things that you laid down on the altar of Christmas and said, God, what will you give me instead if I put this at your feet? So if you missed that episode, go back and catch it. Or if you only listened to one episode in the series, let it be that one. Speaking of rest, I want to share about a transition coming up with the podcast as well. This week will actually mark the end of season 1 for us. I have one more message on my heart that I want to share with you this week, and then we'll be taking a 6-week break through the end of the year, and we'll come back the first full week of January. It's been on my mind to schedule this break for a while, but after the peace episode, I felt a renewed confirmation about resting in this season. It might seem really counterintuitive to quote unquote rest when the world is literally in run mode for the next month with the holidays. But when we let go and let God lead us, it's absolutely possible. I've actually experienced this before, and I came into January feeling such a sense of renewal, feeling healthier, body, mind, and spirit, and both motivated and excited in the new year with a clear sense of His direction. That's what I'm seeking in this season. This year, I started the podcast and I had no idea how it would go or what I was doing, but I stepped out in faith. I made a commitment to God to be consistent, and I learned so much. Now, my consistency has been waning a little over the last couple weeks, and I've been feeling it. It eats me up inside. But that's been because there's been a lot I've been juggling lately between family, activities, situations that have required a lot of me spiritually and emotionally with outside circumstances, etc. And everything is good because God is faithful. But recording week to week has been hard. I started out the podcast with God telling me not to plan ahead, which if you know me, that's not how I roll. He was calling me to accept my daily manna from Him, just enough for today. Looking back, I can see that was such a lesson with perfect timing. I needed to trust Him more, to let go of control, and to create sustainability with what was going on at that time. But over the last couple months, I've started to realize that one issue that's been popping up over and over is that there's no margin for me. There's no margin for when family needs me outside of my regular schedule, for when the kids get sick, or if I need emotional space to deal with something that came up. There's no margin to truly be human and have ups and downs. No matter what, the podcast needs published. It's like living paycheck to paycheck. There's no margin for extra expenses of my time, energy, or creativity. So while I'm really proud of showing up with incredible consistency over the last almost 60 episodes, one of my goals is to build some margin into the podcast schedule. With that, I hope to show up for you with even more consistency, energy, and passion for all things health and wellness in the upcoming season. So during this break, I'll be working on the episodes you'll actually be hearing in January. And I'm really excited to step into a creative zone and create without the pressure of a schedule. I truly believe that God is also calling me into a season of renewal with some other specific things that He has been speaking to me to and teaching me and gently leading me towards. Some of that includes clearing back the clutter, not just in our home in general, but really narrowing down what the kids need and what they don't need. I have actually been reading 2 parenting books, which I might share with you later, but they have been amazing at helping me prioritize what's really important and picking up some of what I feel like have been the missing pieces in my parenting, things that I've just kind of struggled with that I thought, how in the world do I cultivate this? Ultimately, it kind of comes down to like, how do I help my kids thrive and thrive as a mother as well, while doing some really intentional things that benefit our family, but also getting some of the space and margin that I need to function well too. And I know this is kind of a lot to unpack. I'll probably get to this eventually one day to share with you more. Maybe I'll even share it in an email as well. But all this to say that God is redefining my systems in place. Like He's redefining the organization in our home, the parenting strategies that I have in place, my personal schedule, and creating consistency with eating well and exercising and taking care of myself, and also a little bit with the business too. So there's a lot to juggle, but God is calling me back into the space where I'm withdrawing, but there's so much intention, and I'm really going to be narrowing down like, okay, God, where are you calling me to put my focus? Where are you calling me to really dig in and do some intentional work to set things up for success later, so that I have the margin and the capacity and the creativity and the energy to do the thing that you've called me to do at an even better level. And I want you to know, mamas, I am the biggest guinea pig. I am the OG tired mommy, and I am the one who's like leaning on God, and I'm looking for wisdom, but I'm like, Holy Spirit, you are my teacher. Help me figure this out. And as I figure these things out, as I overcome these struggles, as I learn and grow, I am recording all of these things because I know that so many of you are struggling with similar things in your life. And my ultimate goal is to show up and be the help that I couldn't find in other places, or to share the resources and the answers that I did find so that we can thrive and grow together. And so I am so excited to not only draw back from the podcast, but to draw into the things that God is pulling me into, and to come back even more refreshed and energized for a new season together. In the next season, we'll be coming out of the gate talking about all the hot topics of January, but in a totally different way than the typical health industry promotes them. We'll bust myths, dig into God's design, and talk about real life mom goals to build your health, including working out, losing weight the healthy way, and detoxing. And if there's something you really want to hear about, a question you want me to answer, or a myth you want me to bust, head over to my website and send me a message. There is a place for you to either send me a written message or you can do a voice recording and send it to me that way. And let me know what you want to hear so that I can include those things in the lineup for the new year. I want to serve you where you're at, so let me know where you're at, mamas. Speaking of the new year, I've been hearing something lately that's super common, and that is that many of you are realizing now, at the time of recording, we're like halfway through November, even now that you want to get your health on track. But obviously, the holidays are right around the corner and it feels impossible, right? Even if you were able to eat healthy like you needed to, it's just the schedule and the busyness and then the sugar and the events and the parties and all the things that kind of seem to hold us back from really digging in and doing what we want to do. And yet the desire to build your health is there. And I know that even if you don't do it now, that desire is going to be simmering. And by the time we get to January, you're going to be at a full rolling boil, ready to get going on your health goals. If getting healthy is on your radar and you would like support, then I want to tell you about my Black Friday sale. Yes, I am doing a first ever Black Friday sale. And if you didn't know already, if you're thinking, what am I buying? I am actually a holistic wellness coach. In case you didn't know that, yes, I'm a coach. And my primary passion is helping women, especially moms, uncomplicate their health, feel amazing in their bodies, and live out God's calling more vibrantly. I don't believe that you should have to settle for your health. I don't believe that you have to do crazy, insane things with your health. And I don't believe that you even have to spend lots of money on expensive products to steward your health. If we lean into God's true design, we can accomplish so much with our health. We can steward our health confidently throughout our lives. And I believe every woman deserves to know how to do that well. But regardless of what your goals are, I also believe that you deserve support because, mama, you are doing all the things for all the people, and you deserve to have someone come in and help you in your journey too. So if you're interested in coaching, you can get in on the Black Friday sale now. And if you want to, you can start now, but you don't have to. You can actually buy it now and then start in January. So you can go into January knowing you already have support lined up to help you feel your best and reach your goals. So if you're interested, this is what you need to know for the sale. Number one, I am a traditionalist when it comes to Black Friday, okay? I know everybody is having Black Friday sales already. Everybody's coming out with a new thing that's on sale and they're calling it Black Friday. And you're like, is this really your Black Friday sale? Or you can have another one when it's actually Black Friday. Is this just a sale that you threw a Black Friday label on? Okay, I'm not doing that. A Black Friday sale is a Black Friday sale. It will be on Black Friday and the day after and maybe Sunday, but probably just Friday and Saturday. You know what? We'll go ahead and just say it's through the weekend. I just decided right now it will be Black Friday through Sunday. It will end Sunday night at midnight. Okay, so that's when it's going to happen. The next thing you need to know is that it will be an incredible deal. Okay, I hate when I get those emails that say Black Friday sale on my favorite product and then it's like 15% off. Like, that is not a sale. Don't offend me with your tiny sale. I want a true Black Friday sale, okay? So the deal will be incredible. It will probably be such an incredible deal. You'll never see it again because I'm feeling excited and generous. And so we're going to do it and we're going to go big or go home. It will be amazing. It'll be worth your time, I promise. The next thing to know is that if you want access to the sale, then you need to be on my email list. And here's why. Because I don't blast information for sales everywhere. I like to be able to show up on the podcast, in social media, and just get people excited about health and wellness and offer valuable content for them without them feeling like I'm selling to them all the time. But the truth is that this is an amazing offer. I'm passionate about helping women. I would love to help you in your health. I would love to help you come into 2026 feeling amazing and energized and unconfused and confident about your health for maybe the first time in your life, I would love to help you do that. I would love to help you get to your goals, and I would love to see you succeed in health and wellness. And so if that's something that you would like, get on my email list, because if you're on my email list, I know you're here for it. I don't send out a lot on my email list. I send out updates when the podcast comes out. Over the break, I will be sending some emails here and there to inspire you, to equip you, to encourage you, and you'll get access to the sale. But my goal is never to spam somebody with sales. In fact, I will send quite a few emails that weekend for Black Friday because I don't want you to miss the sale. I don't know about you, but I get really annoyed when I get sale emails like 5 times a day, every single day. Like, you're not having a sale constantly. Stop emailing me. It's annoying. But when there is a genuinely great sale, sometimes I don't see every email, or I might see it and then I'm in the middle of something and I'll forget about it. And I'm thankful when I get enough emails to really remind me that I need to lock in on that deal and not forget about it. And so that is my goal with emailing you about this. Once the sale's over, you're not going to get those emails anymore. It's just going to be the normal good stuff, the recipes and encouragement. And so if you want to be in on that, get on my email list. I will have a link in the show notes for you to go down there and sign up to be on my newsletter so that you get access to the sale. All right, mamas, this has been a long episode. I'm sorry. It's probably because I also skipped last week. And so now there's lots of things to catch up on. But I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that this flu season survival guide inspires and equips you to confidently steward your health in the middle of flu season. I am so excited to come back in the next episode with one more incredible message that I feel is really on my heart, and to share that with you as we wrap up season 1. Until then, be encouraged, mama, because you've got this. You were made for wellness, and with God's help, we can achieve it together. Mama, I hope this episode blessed you and reminded you that you were beautifully and uniquely made to thrive. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to take a moment to leave a rating and review. Not only does it encourage me, but it helps more tired mamas discover the hope, healing, and energy they've been searching for. You're not in this alone. Make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Together, we'll reclaim your energy, renew your health, and revive your spirit, one step at a time. Until next time, remember, you are beautifully designed by God to live with energy, clarity, and joy. You're not just surviving, mama. You're stepping into the vibrant life you were created for. I'm cheering you on.